having your cake and eating it too. Hello, I am Jaime Elizondo from Real World Ranching, where our goal is to help you achieve the maximum profitability while improving your land the fastest. I think you have heard this before. You cannot have your cake and eat it too, right? Well, especially in ranching or farming with livestock, that applies. What I am referring to is to produce as many pounds as possible of calves per acre, but with an emphasis on getting a good price for your calves in the conventional market. As we know, conventional market being the sale barn, where the prices and types of cattle the order buyers for the feedlot want, is precisely what is not as efficient in converting your grass into pounds of weaned calves. Many cattlemen call the type of females required to excel on grass as maternal cattle, while the type of cattle required to produce taller and later maturing cattle that the order buyer from the feedlot wants are called terminal cattle. This term, terminal cattle, means that they will excel on a feedlot with a high grain ratio, but will have dismal performance out on pasture or range with little inputs and pampering. Mainly continental cattle breeds and lately, even our British type breeds have increased in size to accommodate to the feedlot industry. And friends, that is not in your best interest. We need to produce females that can do more with less. We need them to mature early and to maintain good body condition on grass at high stocking rates. We need them to improve the grass and soil on which they graze under the total grazing program. And that includes a high harvest efficiency grazing and long rest periods to avoid overgrazing, which is regrazing before the plant has fully recovered. But sadly, that type of animal will not perform as good under a totally different environment, which is the feedlot, where they are fed a very high starchy grain ration, which is unnatural for the ruminant and expected to gain very fast to eventually marble. Early marbling animals, which will be perfect for the grass-fed beef market, are shunned by the feedlot order buyer. Please share this podcast with other cattlemen that may benefit from this, as I will give a very good option to improve your conversion efficiency of grass to pounds of weaned calves while still maintaining a herd of well-adapted and efficient females and catering to the order buyers at the sale barn. We know that the order buyers and anyone else is looking for a well-muscled animal, healthy and with good conformation. The difference is that the feedlot prefers them and pay top dollar per pound for animals that are taller and later maturing than what would be optimal for a grass-fed female herd. So we have two options. Number one, sell our cattle directly to the consumer under a grass-fed label or market, which may give a higher profit margin, but requires your time and effort to market, unless you partner with someone that loves marketing. And number two, you can use some continental breeds bulls on a portion of your females while you keep using your best bulls from your own herd of efficient females to produce your own heifer replacement and replacement bulls. By doing this, you will maintain a herd of females that excel under a total grazing program at high to very high stocking rates and produce your own heifer replacements and bulls to maintain numbers, while your terminal breed bulls will produce the type of animal that the order buyer for the feedlot favors. Okay? You need to remember that all the offspring from the terminal continental breed bull will be sold to the feedlot. Do not breed them or keep them for your own herd. This is very important, as they will not be efficient converters of grass to pounds of weaned calves per acre or ranch, which is how we should measure productivity and not by individual weaning weights. This is the easiest way to have your cake and eat it too. Now, I'm going to explain how we do it. But first, let me tell you, Why are late maturing animals that the feedlot wants not efficient converters of grass? Well, because they are taller and take longer to finish or marble. They require a very high energy ration to perform, and in a natural situation where they are required to perform on only grass and stockpile, they will not be able to rebreed on time to maintain an annual calving rate. And as we know, the main determinant of profitability for a cow is her real-life fertility. While we continue to select our bulls out of our best-performing cows under a very low input and high stocking rate situation, we will continue to improve our base herd and still be able to accommodate to the order buyer, which dictates the market price paid for our calves at the sale barn. I know this shouldn't be so, but that is how it is now, and we need to make the highest profit possible for our business and, most importantly, for our family. If we have a good herd of efficient females, we can use a terminal breed bull on around 50 to 60% of them, or use the terminal breed bulls half of the time of the breeding season. Then you can sell all the terminal sire, males and females, and I repeat this because I have seen the mistakes made when following this method, but keeping the females or bulls for breeding, and believe me, that would defeat the whole purpose and work of this. The terminal sire males and females will win at a heavier weight and grow faster. Why? Mainly because they marble later, mature later, and produce leaner beef. Remember, lean beef contains more water and requires less energy to produce than marbled beef. But that is exactly the contrary of what an efficient female converter of grass to pounds of weaned calf per ranch requires. Conclusion and recap. Number one, order buyers at the sale barn pay more for the type of animal that does better on a high grain ration. We know that. Two, having females on grassland or range that require grain to perform will rob you of your profits and not allow you to improve your grass and soil with your cattle, so we can see that there is a conflict of interest. Three, we can be creative and use our knowledge to cater to the feedlot industry while still maintaining a highly efficient herd of females and bulls produced by them. We can maintain their numbers of females by using the best bulls produced by our best females under the Total Grazing program, using the selection guidelines of the Adapted Genetics Selection Guidelines course. 4. The resultant terminal animal will be exactly what the order buyer wants and should be paid top dollars. They will be muscular, taller, and still have wide chest and good rumps. 5. Do not, under any circumstances, keep terminal sire bulls or females for breeding. Well, this is how you can have your cake and eat it too. I hope you enjoy this and try it. Thank you and see you next time. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast in Spotify, iTunes, or YouTube. You can also join us on the weekly email at www.rwranching.com/join. Have a great day.